Peace Seekers and Sojourners of Truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I'm back again. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth, back in this divine energy essence with you, reporting live, Saturday Night Live. It is time to do the live. All right, I'm saying I'm back again as if you saw me earlier because I was on here doing the shorts. I did the shorts and I did I'm proud of myself. For those of you who know, I'm technically challenged. So when I do this back to back, it's like, okay, good. I did the shorts, I did the video, the sacral video, which I had to split into two, having technical difficulties again. So I had to split it in two. I'm going to see if I could splice it. I don't know. I'm going to see if I could do something with it where I could put it together. Lord help me. Yeah. Divine energy help me. Right. And I can get that on. I wanted to get it on earlier, but technical difficulties and I had to stop and do it over. But how you doing? Like happy whatever day this is for you. Ooh, that wind feels good. Come on, wisdom in the wind. Peace, love, and light. I invite you all in. And in this Saturday Night Live, we're going to be discussing these parasitic energies that are behind the scene. Do not come up here. This little kitten wants to come up here. No, thank you. All right? Because you're going to scratch me. There's these parasitic energies behind the scenes. So, I got to sage the space, keep it sacred, because I know whenever I speak about these things, stuff starts to happen energetically, all of that. So, the parasitic energy with those of us who are, especially those who are ascending to the next level to another degree, the 144 um, ascendant frequencies, right? Our clairs are coming online in a whole nother way, right? And as I said before, some may be feeling hypersensitive to certain things. And I want to say this to those of you who may feel like people are making you feel like, you see and listen, we got to speak about this energy. Let's be clear here. We're in the fifth dimension. Everything is energy. Everything always was energy, always was, it is now, and it always will be. However, we are evolved to a certain state now where a lot of us, before, way back in the days, it used to be only the seers, only the oracles, only the magi's could tap into these frequencies. But because of the magnitude, because of the collective consciousness raising its vibrations, a lot more of us, the average star seeds, are seeing at this level and seeing these frequencies at this level. So I'm saying this so that we understand what we're really dealing with and not to play with our third eye information. You are seeing what you're seeing, and we need to be accountable. The energies and the frequencies are asking us right now to level up and do what needs to be done. Yes, we will have compassion for the collective, but no, we will not deal with the parasitic energy that stands behind you. Ashe, let me see what you're saying, because I see I got something here and I like to respond, right? Anubis, ooh, I like that one. All praises to the Most High. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Right, welcome in Hotep, Ashe, Alafia. And these energies that are behind, right? Tag someone if you need to, because this may need to be heard. If you know somebody who is of the higher frequencies, the 144, you may want to tag them in on this one, because you may want to know you are not alone. We're all in this, and we really need to look at these parasitic energies behind, right? The person, the people, the situation, and nothing is as simple as it seems, right? And I had been discussing this earlier, and it's been something that's been playing in my mind lately, because when you come to a certain level, a lot of us have matured to a certain level where we're at things, we're facing some similar things, but at a different level. Ashe. And so it's being able to pay attention to the frequencies, the energies as they're showing up, and know that there's another energy behind that. And it's not as simple as a whatever that situation is. You may think, and when you look at it, or even when you speak to the person in regards to it, it may seem like, oh, but it's just about, let's say, moving a chair. It's just about moving a chair. And it's like, no, there's an energy behind that, and you see that energy. That's what I want to speak to those of us who are seeing in that unseen realm, in the realm of the unconscious, and you see that energy behind it. So it's not as simple as they forgot to do something, or they're just moving a chair or a table. Like, I want us to really think about this. These everyday things that you think it's just something simple, and this is what it looks like at a physical level and in the 3D world, but in the higher realms of the fifth dimension, you're seeing the energy behind it, reminding us that these desperate energies are desperately attaching themselves to ones who do not know themselves. And this includes everyone across the board. We're all susceptible to this. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So, to those who are not dealing with their shadows, facing their shadows, those are the ones that are all kind of crumbling down right now, but a lot of them don't know it, and they still think that they can buy time, because as that parasitic energy is attached to them, it has them feeling like a super being, right? I know we're all superhumans, but it has them feeling like they don't have to account for how they've been, right? And consciously, they're not aware of it. I want us to understand that. And this is why we have to be transpersonal. Do not take it personal, but at the same time, do not allow yourselves to be in connection with these energies. Do not allow yourself to be bind in some kind of contract. Do not take another step in continuing to engage with them in a certain way. This is where I'm hearing we must be stoic, right? And I'm saying this because I heard myself saying this as I spoke about it earlier. Thank you. Shout out to Carrie, another star seed. Um, and it's for us to see that we can't do what we think we can, because it's involving ourselves in authentic energy. We are to abide by our soul sovereignty and be in authentic energy, be in our authentic authority. And that means where there is something that they are doing that is inauthentic, because they're in inauthentic frequencies, whether they know it or not. Once the parasitic energies are standing behind that, and we got to recognize that, like, it's a whole database. Think about it in that way. There's a whole database behind the scenes, right? And where that database is doing what it does, it knows how to connect through whom and through what. It knows the right people to send to you at the right time. It knows the triggers. It knows the things that you've been working with. This is when they say, when some of you hear them say, the Bible, when they say the devil know the Bible, that's that type of thing. So that parasitic energy, it knows all the Bible is you. You're the Bible. You're the walking book, right? You are all of that inner knowledge. Is the book of life within you. So it's basically saying the devil knows your book. And because it's in the frequencies, because it's in the energies, you emit these energies, so it's out there. They're in the invisible realm. That parasitic energy operates in the invisible realm, right? In between worlds within our world. So we have to adhere to this now and really be responsible. And nothing is as it seems. And you're not going crazy. And yes, there are things that others may be doing unbeknownst to them, but it's still a little bit known. And the parasitic energy will use them by any means necessary, at whatever cost, to deter you, to distract you, to stop the will of the light, to stop the wheel. The wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels of the light, the wheel that is rounding up the lighthouses and the light warriors, right? As much as you shine your light, there is one that is there, and it will propose and put ones around you. So we have to be careful on how we're exchanging in this interchange, right? And as I spoke about it today, this is also for the 144. A lot of us are used to being um, ostracized or made to believe we're crazy or whatever it is. A lot of us are felt that we are not of service, no good, whatever type of thing in that way, right? So this is where it hits our ego. Let me tell y'all, they are out there fluffing egos right now in their desperation, and they will fluff your ego, right? Kind of like the fluff is the bluff. They will call your bluff. And they will come to you in ways where, especially if you're empathic, they will come to you in ways where they're fluffing you and they say, well, you know, I really need you to do this and you're the one who's good at that. And then they will come in these ways. And a lot of times you won't really recognize it because so tired of being, you know, not seen for who we are, and spiritually inclined. And it's like, damn, about time, you know, and you jump right in ready to help. And especially if you're empathic and you want to help because you can feel their feelings, you can feel the need, right? And you feel the need and you feel it as if you're them. That's empathic, right? And because you're helpful, you want to help. And now you're good for something when all the time they've been probably not really addressing or respecting your light. So we got to be mindful of that because the parasitic energies will use that, and they are using that right now. And so they're going to come at you in a way where they're going to play this bluff. And we got to be like, hey, we got to use this sharp third eye right here and cut that down. And we don't got to cuss them out, but we have to know when this is a Trojan horse. This is someone sending in a Trojan horse. And I'm speaking in the energy realm of it. This is someone who is sending in a Trojan horse. And some of us are feeling this a lot right now. And we're being asked to nip it in the bud. We're being asked to flip the tables on the energy, not the person. Remember, transpersonal. But we're being asked to, yes, love and light, Carrie. I just saw you. I was just speaking about you right before you came in. And we're being asked to step into a responsibility, being able to respond. And we may have to stop ourselves mid sentence, mid whatever it is. And I've caught myself having to do that as well today. Like something comes up and it's like, wait a minute. Listen, do not overturn. Do not override when you get that initial feeling that's saying something's up here. I don't care how it looks at a 3D level or at a physical level. We have to look at the energy. We have to be true to the energy. So whatever that slight thing that is saying, I don't know, then stop right there. And do not make a decision with this person, with this situation. Hold your grounds and say, no, I'm not going to make a decision right now. And even if they don't understand it, just say, you may have to say, you don't understand it, but I will not make a decision right now. You can say as simple as, there's some other energy behind this. And I know you don't see it, and I don't have time to explain it, but I cannot make this decision right now. Or I will not do this with you right now. We have to make that call because a lot of times we'll sense it, but because we don't have proof, or we don't think they will understand it or get it, then we still roll with the flow, because especially if it presents a certain truth. And oh my, it will present a truth. Let me remind us of this too. Not only do fear tell lies in the dark, but this opposition energy, this parasitic energy, it rides in on truth. It can only ride in on truth. So it will utilize truth. A truth will be proposed to you. And I mean, even in the simplest of things, you may ask someone, well, why do I need to move that couch? Why do you want me to move that couch? And they may say, well, because someone can get hurt. This is true. Someone could get hurt, but still don't let that move your motive. Still know that it's working its little tentacles, and it's operating through not only this person's ego, but playing on your ego. And it knows how to it's like the master manipulator. And I'm saying it because that's the only word I could call it right now. The the parasitic energy, it, knows how to use the it of that person who is connected. And I call that it of the person, that part of them that is the link to the parasitic energy. It's not the truth of their being. The truth of everyone's being is light. We all come here in love and light and truth, but we fall into the sea of forgetfulness at varying levels and degrees, and we become lost in the abyss of darkness. And we become a tool to the parasitic energies. So it's for us to know this difference when it comes up. Let me get back to the truth. Thank you, Spirit. This truth will come up, and even if they present the truth, still stand your ground on that inkling that you're feeling. Like, still notice what you see loudly, because as I said, we're seeing it clearly. It's in the realm of the unseen, but a lot of us are seeing it so loudly. It's like, well, dang, can't you see it? Like, to us, it's like we just see it so clearly that it looks physical. Let me say it that way. Peace, love, and light, soul. We see it so clearly. Peace. Is that Nafisa? Hey, greetings. Right? But we see it so clearly. The ones of the ones who really know, the 144 that's really hypersensitive, and you're really sensing this, you see it so loudly, even if it's just seen. And when I say see, I mean in this way. Whatever your psychic ability is, whether you're clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, clair whatever, you are seeing it. All of those clairs are insights. So it's something that you're seeing, and you see it loudly, as bold as day, right? But it's not in the realm of the seen. So when you bring it up, when you address it, they're only going to talk about what's physically visible to them. And we're seeing this unseen as if it is physical. I want us to know that. You do not deny what you're seeing. And that parasitic energy is definitely working its desperate claws. Listen to that. Desperate clause. A clause that is in desperation. And as I say that, I'm hearing that there is a clause. There is a clause. They have these clauses that they live in and abide by. And we're going to call it the desperate clauses, because that's their clause of desperation. Right? And they don't care that you see them. They're desperately doing what they can to still exist through others and to infiltrate you. They want to infiltrate the light. They want to imitate. We have to understand this. They cannot exist without the ones, without other light bodies. Right? This is why they say that there's no, I know some of us hear these different things, like the devil or evil, whatever you want to call it, cannot exist on its own. It needs a host. This is why it's parasitic energy. It needs a host. Right? So these hosts out there is what I want to call, it's like I'm hearing, yeah, and they got the host with the most. They got some of these out here who are the host with the most. They're doing the most. They're coming to you in ways where they're appeasing to you. They're fluffing. They're bluffing. They're fluffing and they're bluffing. Right? And we have to see these frequencies for what they are. And we're being asked to look at these parasitic energies, face them right where they are, and set your boundaries. And it may be very well with your loved ones, and it's going to also be in your intimate circles, in your spiritual circles as well, because as I said, not everyone is on the spiritual level. We're all on different levels, and they don't mean any harm, but they're only as strong as their weakest link. And yes, the parasitic energy will use them as well. You will have people that will just pop up at certain times, so they know how and when to find you. When you're vibrating the most, and let's say you're in your bubble, you're doing your real spiritual work and you're in your bubble, because I really witnessed this myself. And while I was in that activation that we just recently did with the new moon, they couldn't get to me because I really quarantined myself, spiritual quarantine. You can't get to me, right? People will be calling me and they just can't get to me. And they'll say, I'm looking for you, and they can't get to me. And then the moment that it's over and I open the window just a crack, now they can get in for some reason. Now they will find their way as soon as there's an opening. That's how desperate they are. And they will find, it's like doo, 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 doo. They'll find the nearest thing that they can get to you, and it will be utilizing something that you're for, something that you're about, something that you like, or something that you love. So it is for us to really look at what's the energy that is behind it. Not what they're saying, not what they're doing, but what is the energy behind it. And pay attention to that. And if it's echoing something that you know all too well, stand your ground, set your boundaries, and set the tone, and leave it alone. We have to know when to say, I won't be able to do this right now. I'm not going to do this right now. And if they want to know why, you can explain, you can do your best. But for the most part, I'm telling you, you're going to get resistance. They're going to give some kind of kickback because they have a reason. Like I said, it's done, it uses truth. So they're going to use a truth and they're going to put that in front of you. Ashe? So this is something that we really got to hone in on, my 144. I'm seeing the seriousness of this, and this is what some of us are being called to change into. Some of the things that are happening in our lives right now in this interchange with this full moon, from the 5-5 portal to up to this full moon, and through this entire Taurus season, so to speak, because Uranus is in Taurus. So there's major changes that Uranus is activating. It's playing a major part in the changes that need to be called up in our life, world, and affairs. So the things that are coming up, it's coming up because we can't carry this into the new timeline. We now have to be responsible for what we see and know, and we see a lot more in the energy realm right now. You see that parasitic energy clearly, and it's time for you to make a decision. It's not time to play small anymore. It's not time to play, oh, I'm just a little human, and oh, they didn't mean it. So, we give these excuses. There are no excuses. Whatever's happening to you right now is happening to sharpen you, to speak up, to communicate, to say what needs to be said, and to do what needs to be done, and to be in the being of what you need to be evolved. The only way we're going to ascend is when we evolve. So as we face these fear-based thoughts and feelings, as we face these shadows, whatever it is you want to call it, when we face them in truth, and we transcend it, we transmute it and transcend it, then we ascend. And these old things must fall away, but it takes also cooperation. It takes active cooperation in your higher self. The energies are asking you to step into your authentic authority. Walk with your crown and your scepter. Yes, I said it. Some of you may physically need to get one, right? Some of you 144 may need to go get you a copper crown. I see some of these copper jewelry, and you may need to ask someone, things like this. Make me a copper crown, and I need a scepter. And you may need to put the stone in there that you need to amplify this crown and this scepter, because you are that spiritual badass. Like it's time to step into that. And we are in this spiritual warfare. There is, and I'm not saying it for doom and gloom, but let's recognize, move in wisdom and be wise, and know that there is a force. We are a force to be reckoned with, yes, but there is a force, and the force is against you. The force is doing what it can. So we have to cut off all different avenues, no matter how nice it may look. Cute little puppy dog with puppy dog eyes and cute little kittens, like my little kitten here that wanted to jump up on my lap. And as much as I know it wanted, I had to say no, no, not right now. Sometimes it's your very own children because the energies will use even them. Yes, this is why you got to be in your crown chakra, and you have to know how to detach even from your children. And I know that may seem harsh. You can still love them, but energetically, we have to admit to ourselves, hey, they came through me. They're not mine. They don't belong to me. I don't own anything here. This is a temporary, finite existence, and I am merely passing through in my transmission in life. These are things we got to tell ourselves and remind ourselves. I don't owe anybody anything, and no one owes me anything. I am a guidance. I am a portal and a channel that my children have come through, but I don't own them, and it is not my job to overly protect them, right? It's not my job to make sure, because they came here to have their own soul unfolding journey. And yes, they too are susceptible to be used. This is why you have to teach your children. Everything that we're learning about the 5D, please don't leave your children out, because you're going to leave them out and open for the parasitic energies. We have to communicate and talk to them in the same way and speak to that energy behind them. That's what I do with my children. I let them know when they're showing up and showing out and I see the energy behind them, I really speak to that energy in my children. You probably can't do it with everybody out there, but that's one thing I'm not going to play with. And I'm not going to allow that energy to use my children, because our children, see, I'm even saying it's still a habit of possession, right? But I'm going to speak to them and to that energy behind them to let them know, I see you. I see you, energy. I see you, frequencies. Get behind me, as they say, get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, to your children, and let your children know, listen, you need to take care of that feeling, because if you have a hurt feeling, you're an open door and an open window for that parasitic energy. Kick that parasite to the curb. When you teach them in that way, they will learn to be more responsible with their feelings and not be so open to allowing themselves to being used to even block you and stop you in your light work. And they will. Like we got to get over this whole human thing. Like, I know what I'm saying sometimes rubs people the wrong way, because they don't like to think of their children in that way. But I'm saying to you, think about it. For those of you who have cut off all other people out of your life, like, oh, I don't go to these places anymore. I don't deal with these friends anymore. I don't deal with these family members anymore. But guess who you do deal with? Your children. Whoever is in your immediate vicinity, whoever is in your immediate living quarters, especially if you have to live, whoever you're living with is who you're dealing with. So you're responsible to speak to those energies. You're responsible to say, hey, listen, not today. I'm not going there with you. Because those where you live with, those who are in your close quarters and close proximity physically, are the ones who will be used to snare. They will be the snares. Let me put it that way. They will be the snares and the traps. And you have to be that sharp, because that parasitic energy is waiting there. And a lot of times they don't know that this parasitic energy, this is another part of it, it's deep within their soul's resonance. It's so deep that that's why they say, who can know it sometimes? It's so deep that it's in their bloodline. It's infused in their bloodline. It's infused in their past lives and into their bloodline. And when I say bloodline, I don't just mean ancestors, although that is part of the bloodline. It is infused in their blood, their energetic blood lineage. meaning every lifetime that they've had, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, those codes are carried in the blood. That's why we have DNA activation going on. There are dormant codes. This is what they call junk DNA. That what they call junk DNA is your divine DNA. And it holds the information from multiple lifetimes. So that's in the bloodline. So whatever hasn't been worked out, a lot of things that they're holding, they don't even know if they look at their lifetime. And this may be for some of us too. You may be looking at just what happens in this lifetime and wondering why you're still dealing with something or facing something. And it's because it's in your bloodline. It's encoded in your blood, and it's infused through the bloodline, meaning your energy blood, your energy memory bank is the blood, right? So not just the subconscious mind, but I always say the subconscious is the memory bank, which it is, but it's also the blood, right? The blood is the one that's carrying all of this. Because when you think about it, the subconscious is the heart of your soul's consciousness. And the heart does what? Pumps blood, which means it's sending information. Your blood is carrying all type of information. So it's sending information all through. And so I just say this to break this down, because this will be a whole nother video, but I say it so that we piece this together and understand, overstand, and understand what we're dealing with when I say bloodline. It's not just your ancestors, it's your blood code. So a lot of them are carrying stuff from their previous bloodline that they haven't dealt with, and the parasitic energy can get, like, let's say they worked out everything. This for the spiritual people. They've worked out everything in this lifetime, but they didn't work out what's in their past life, in their blood code. So the only way the parasitic energy can have its little tentacles to work, to puppet it, let me say it that way. The only way the parasitic energy can puppet it is through that blood energy from the previous life that you did not rectify, that you did not identify. This is why it's so important for us to identify. If you didn't identify it or rectify it, it still holds some type of vibration in that timeline. So it comes through that back door, and it utilizes people through those things that have not been dealt with. Because like I said, the energy is desperate. So it's going to come through those ways. And to bring that forward, we have to be the ones. See, I keep seeing, every time I look at a number, I keep seeing 4-4. So this is a foundational balance. What I'm saying and what I'm speaking of, I know this is for those who, this is for the four corners, right? The four corners of the earth, the four directions, the four elements, the foundational balance of the earth, for us to really understand in the balance of this all. We got to stay balanced. We got to be balanced. And then I just saw the 5 and it went back to 4. It keep going to 4, right? But the 5 is the physical spiritual balance. That's the, when it gets into the spirit of it, of the balance. So it's just confirmation that this is for that balance aspect. Those souls who are at the foundational balance and recognizing this in the foundation. There's some stuff. The foundations are shaken. In the foundation, the foundations are shaken. They're being shook. And the desperate energies that are being shook are looking around. And they're looking for you. And yes, you may think, who, me? Who am I? Oh, you're everything. Best believe, if you're doing the soul work, if you have had multiple ego deaths, and you're doing shadow work, oh, you're on the radar. You're a powerful lighthouse on the light grid activation, and they want you. They want to stop you. They want to use you. They want to siphon you. If you really don't know how powerful you are, oh, you're the ones they want, because then they could siphon your light, because they also need this source. They need its fuel. It's very narcissistic, but it is true. And as I say narcissistic, before I go, let me say this. These energies, these parasitic energies, is very narcissistic. It's like there's this collective film of narcissism that is being displayed right now. And I say this so that you understand this. The only way to deal with a narcissist is to be stoic. You do not show it any emotion. You don't disagree with it. You don't cuss it out. You don't call it out. You go stoic. And I say this so that you understand, overstand, and understand that when you face these parasitic energies, I'm not even going to say if, when, and you already have been, when you face them and are aware of it now, go stoic. That means cease and desist the way that you are communicating with them, and whatever engagements you have with them, I don't care what it is, for what reason, cease and desist. Do not take another step in terms of engagement with them while they have that parasitic energy. So while you see that energy behind them, do not engage, and let yourself know you have to change the tone. This is where you just have to let it go. As Carrie was saying and reminding us today, let it go. Drop the mic, say what you have to say, and drop the mic. Do not wait for a debate. Do not wait for a reason. Do not try to go back and forth. You have the upper hand. You are in the authentic authority, so you have to move with authority. And when you speak with authority, you say what you have said, and it is said. Right? It is done. And you drop the mic, and you leave it alone. Right? You let it go. Let's see if I can remember this, Carrie. You let it go so that it can flow. There's another line in there in between, but I remember saying that. Let it go so it could flow. So the energy can flow. You can flow where you need to flow, and go where you need to go, and grow where you need to go. But you put that boundary there, and don't do another. I don't care if it's at work. I don't care if it's with your children. I don't care if it's with your family, your parent. I don't care what it is. I'm telling you, it's that serious. When you recognize that parasitic energy behind it, do not downplay your third eye. Do not throw your intuition out the window. Trust your intuition. Follow your intuition's guidance. And stand firm. And say, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not signing that contract. It's not a done deal. And you may have to say bye to some things. A lot of us are seeing that right now. You probably already see it. Be prepared, and don't just be prepared, do it when that time comes to say bye and say, that's it, the buck stops here. That's what going stoic looks like. You don't go back and forth, you just stop. I will not continue in engagement with this person in this way anymore, or in this situation. It's over. It's in the old timeline. I'm collapsing that. And let that parasitic energy sit where it sits. It will not have a clue or a claw. It won't be able to click into you. No clue, no claw, no click. It will not stick. It's that thick. Ashe? So look out for these signs, look out for that parasitic energy. If some more comes, I would definitely be speaking more on it, because I'm really seeing it. And I know I'm not the only one. And I know at this level of spiritual maturity, we're really being called to do something different, right? We're no longer at that stage where it's like, is it something in me? And you go into your soul work and you continue to try to overwork and overwork. See, that's another delay. It wants you to go back into you, think that something's wrong with you, and go into that. No. Know that you have, when you really check yourself, you have acquired that degree of light already. You've earned your degrees of light because of all your ego debts. You've earned your ego, not your ego, you've earned your degrees of light, of the angles of light that you are now in. And it's time to take it to the next level through this assessment. Through this cosmic assessment, we're all leveling up. So know that, hold that to be true. And do not allow it to make you double down and go overworking in an area where you've already done the work. But now just set the boundary and set the tone and leave it alone. Drops mic. That's it. All right. So with that, Let me know. I mean, I know some of you are here. Peace, love, and light to you all. Has anyone, I always, before I go, let me ask some questions on this Saturday Night Live. So, is anyone seeing any of these parasitic energies? I know I'm not the only one. So, if you are, let me know. Let's have a little convo, converse a little bit with the one and two few. So, let me know how you all are feeling. Are you seeing these parasitic energies? Are you sensing it? Does any of this resonate with you at all? Are you allowing parasitic energies to use you? Usually that's not the case with the people that come across my channel. I already know it's a different set of people. These be the chosen of the chosen. So, you know, let me know if this is resonating with you. Where my live people at? Saturday Night Live, where you at? Come through, come through. Let me have a reason to put on these glasses and see what you're saying. Ashe. Um, is there anything else I could say in the meantime in case somebody writing? Let me give y'all some time to write what you're writing. Um, I did post after this, I will post the sacral video. I didn't get to do it earlier. I'm going to go see if I could splice it and, put it together since I had to split it. So that'll be coming up. Any other reminders in the meantime? Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Put in any emojis if you don't have something to say. I think I'm going to start campaigning to get these subscribers up to 2,000. So we made the 1,000. I did want to make it there so we could have the live. And something's been saying, let's campaign to get it up to 2, and I'm doing more shorts. The calendar is still being worked out, so we'll definitely want to have that ready by the end of this month for the 5D calendars. So also remember what else is coming up. The retreat. The retreat. Look forward to the retreat. That would be the end of this year, so it's still TBA. So start, you know, putting together whatever you need to put together. Those of you who sent your donations already, thank you. And you can still send donations to put towards the retreat and solidifying the place and the space. If this is for you, and whatever you put in now will be put towards whatever your trip is. And for those of you who want to to donate just for others. Maybe you're not going on the retreat, but maybe you want to help someone get there. So I am taking those donations as well, because I know that sometimes there's people who really, really feel that this is for them and they want to go, but the funds are not there. And I like to do things like that that allows the currency to flow so that they can say, there's no reason to say no. Like if you say yes to the universe says yes to you. So if they say yes, all they have to do is say yes, and not knowing that someone has already paid it forward. Someone was already giving that love frequency forward. So the currency is there, and they just had to tap in by saying yes. So if you are one of those who want to give it forward as well, just donating to the cause, you can do that as well. And remember, you can always email me at divineenergystudio@gmail.com. DIVINE, not DE. Right? divineenergystudio@gmail.com. If you're interested in a calendar, if you're interested in one of the workshops, or if you're interested in a one-on-one, which I'm not doing yet because I gotta wait till I clear all of this workload that Spirit is putting on me. But I'll let you know when the one-on-ones will be available. Ashe? Anybody else? Anybody else? We ain't got nobody. I was waiting to see if y'all was typing something up. I was like, somebody got something. All this parasitic energy. Unless y'all, no, let me not say that. I don't even want to throw that out there. I was gonna say, let y'all scared. But no, we're not playing with fear tactics like that. Will not and shall not. Ashe. So thank you all for coming through. If there are no questions, if there are no comments, we could just go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for coming through. I love, love, love all of the light energy. Keep sending the light energy this way. If it comes up, just send me some light. I could always use it. right? Send it with the wind, with the wisdom in the wind, Ashe. And I send back to you and reciprocate this energy. So, with that said, each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Be wise souls. Peace, love, and light.